Legends, welcome back to another episode of the Ruck Infringement Podcast, the podcast for you and your mates. You can't trick me this time either, boys, so I was waiting for it. The podcast for you and your mates for some great banter, some absolute mediocre betting advice, and all-round good times. Joining me, let's start off a little different today. On the far left, the stats man. He's quite forlorn. I'm going to use that word. It means sad. Stats man, how you going?
I'm sad. I'm very, very sad, and I'm very uncomfortable right now.
Oh, why is that?
Look at me. I'm in a very hideous jersey.
For those listening on the audio, Luke has honoured his side of the bet and he's wearing a Panthers jersey. If you are watching the YouTube, I'm very, very sorry. The man in the middle, of course, Harry, the international cricket sensation. How are you, brother?
Absolutely fabulous. I will say, you look absolutely magnificent in that jersey. I think you should wear it from now on.
I need dinner first, please.
I have bought you dinner, so... But but no, yeah, I'm very good. It was a very close game. I predicted it too. I had us by 4.
Yeah, you did, mate.
Yeah, what a great week to be a Panthers fan.
Very, very good.
Even the honorary ones.
Well, yes, as you can see, Luke has the double whammy tonight. He is rocking the Penrith jersey and, of course, the liability hat as he did get. How many you get this week, Luke?
I got 3.
3 from 8. Harry?
I got 6.
And I got 5. So Luke now takes the mantle again. All right, boys, let's hand it over to Luke now for Stat Deck.
Alrighty. Our Where Were You game this week, it was very hard. There was 2 teams that I wanted to give it to. I really wanted to give it to the Dragons for not turning up, but they've got the big difference game. So we'll start off with our Where Were You game, and it was the Manly second half. They just did not turn up at all. They go into the halftime 16-0 and then lose the second half 26-6.
Yeah, wow.
What a game from not only Fletcher Sharp, but Fletcher Hunt as well. Sharp bagged himself a double in their 5 tries. Gagai only getting 3 out of their 3 from 4 conversions, even though they had 5 tries. So I wonder who took the other one.
Maybe Ponga was out, wasn't he?
Well, he played.
Oh, no, he played, yeah.
Yeah, because he's
probably,
got the
probably was
Ponga.
Ponga.
Golden point try.
Yeah.
You'll be able to check in the play.
Maybe they didn't take the conversion.
Yeah, because it was golden point.
Golden point.
Oh, yes.
So,
Surprised he didn't kick. He must have still had an injury.
Yeah, so that try at the end of the game, like Fletcher Hunt. What else? Like, how would you have stopped him there? Like, it was almost impossible, really.
Yeah.
Just bats the ball back. Ponga running that support. But yeah, it was just absolutely insane. Some just quick player stats there. So Phoenix Crosland had the most tackles with 51 to Gerbo's 45. Marju had 267 running meters to Cooler's 304. Schiller had the most line breaks with 4. Tafoa Sipley had 2. We had Ponga with 190 meters, Schiller with 183, Gago with 188. But Greg Margie, like I said, 267. What an effort from him.
Huge.
For Manly, Nathan Brown coming off the bench, 139 running meters. Cooler 304, like I said. Folalo, 151. Leha Hapawadi, 5 minutes into the game. Head knock, he's out of the game. Frizzell the same. He was out.
Avoided our fucking multis.
Same. Was it the same collision?
No. Frizzell was making a tackle and I think he went head
But it wasn't long after, was it? It was a couple of sets after.
It was almost.
Yeah.
I think it was, Frizzell went head into hip or something.
So yeah, that's the Where Were You game for this week.
Can I just say, a prerequisite for Newcastle at the moment seems to be, if your name's Fletcher and you got a mullet, you're in.
You're in. That's exactly right. So that's if you want to play for Newcastle, mullet and change your name to Fletcher.
That's it, exactly.
It looks like I've just pissed myself trying to open his can.
There's actually no can. He just did piss himself.
Yeah, pissed myself laughing seeing Luke in that Panthers jersey.
Our big difference game of the week has to go to the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Getting it done. Scoring 10 tries. They were 8 from 10 conversions.
Huge.
They go into the halftime 28-2, and then they, like every other time where we see a team put on points I feel like every other time we've had this conversation, we always say that the team lays off a bit. They put on another 28 points in the second half. It was just absolutely insane. We've got a double for Hammer. We've got a double for Herbie.
Yeah, wow.
A double for Asako. A double for Lemuelu. And then Bostock and Nicarima, the two that only scored one try. It was just absolutely cutthroat. I mean, you listen to their tries, you've got 10, 13, 20, 29th minute,
Wow.
and 37th. And then in the second half, you got 41, 46, 55, 58. And then they decided, we'll let him go until the 79th minute. And then they scored a try.
That's their highest score so far. I think they said during the week it was 44. Yeah.
Yep.
They had 44.
Also against the Dragons too.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shawnee.
I'm not.
There was 12 out of the 17 Dolphins cracked 100 running meters, Joey.
Wow.
12 out of 17.
That's big.
Kurt Donahue made the most tackles for the Dolphins, 29. Toby Couchman, 45 for the Dragons. Farnworth had 209 running meters to Gutho's 115. Asako had two line breaks, so did Gutho. But those players that cracked 100 running meters, Hammer, Asako, Avarillo, Farnworth, Bostock, Katoa, Francis Molo, Kurt Donahue, Finny Fuiaki, Lemuelu, Mark Nichols, and Josh Kerr. Like, that's just absolutely insane numbers from the boys in the Dolphins jersey.
Were there any stats for the Dragons? They wouldn't have many.
They scored one try.
Positive stats anyway.
The Dragons had 3 players crack 100 running meters, and that was it.
Wow.
And it was players number 1, 2, and 3.
Oh.
Gutherson, Lawson, and Moses Sully.
Wow.
Everyone did have though double, like they had 2 digits in their running meters. Everyone else, so their lowest running meter looks to be 30. Nope, sorry. Tui Pilato 15, but he went off injured.
He went, the
so
money
he went
man.
off injured.
The money hadn't come through. That's why I got injured.
Yeah, ruined everyone's multi.
What do we think for him? Do you reckon his season's done? Like, it's now he's what, 3rd?
Have they confirmed what it
I
was?
think they said hamstring.
Yeah.
Literally the same.
Hemis are hard. Hemis are, it
He
could
just
be.
came back from that one.
He has, yeah, exactly.
Our game changer for this week. Look, it was very hard, but I'm just trying to find the game. I wanted to give it to the Warriors, but I think I'm gonna, because there's a moment in this game that I think what needs to be spoken about. But it's the Tigers versus the Panthers, and it's that penalty on Luai, the kick. Like, what do you think about it, Joey? Did you watch that game?
Yeah, I was at Panthers watching it.
What do you think of the Luai penalty when he's tackled Blaze?
How does he stop? Like my biggest question is, how does he pull out of that? He can't.
I want to know is how it was late when the ball was still on his foot.
Completely agree. I hate this tackle on the kicker penalty because I get it. The kicker's in the air, but the kicker, they put themselves in the air. A player's just making a tackle like they would. And I think Luai was pretty hard done by. And you could see him. He went up to who was Atkins in that game? I forget, whoever it was.
Wasn't it Peter Goff or something?
Whoever it was anyway. But you could see him appealing like, mate, it wasn't late. But yeah, I thought he was pretty hard done by. Also the Buller tackle, right? If Buller stays down, Tigers get a penalty there. 100%.
What, from Sorensen?
Yeah, the one where he almost scored, but he got up straight away. I reckon if he stays down, they get a penalty.
What for though?
Well, they didn't Cleary come across with the knees in that tackle?
Yeah. I don't know about that. But
something like that.
I think that penalty did change the game because that gave the Panthers the 12-10.
Yeah, it did.
Which then just took all the momentum away from the Tigers and they go through. But what a game from Tommy Jenkins on the wing. 3 tries, all 3 for Penrith. Cleary getting himself 2 out of the 3 conversions. For the Tigers, we had Toa, Taruva and Skelton. Dewey only getting 1 from 3. That's another game changer as well. Like, it's a tight contest. You only make 1 from 3 conversions.
Yeah, 100%.
Api Coruscant made the most tackles, 58. Mitch Kenny, 56. Most running meters, Taruva had 185. Jenkins, 253. Line breaks, Taruva had 1. Jenkins had 5. Just an incredible game from him. Something that I don't think I've seen in a while. West Tigers number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, all cracking 100 running meters.
Wow.
As well as Sione Fainu, and that's it. So nine West Tigers all cracking 100 running meters. I think that
Very good.
I don't think the Tigers played poorly. I think it was one of the best games of the year.
Yep.
And they just they did not stop fighting. So they did well for the Panthers. Like I said, Jenkins had 253, Edwards had 193, 171, and Isaiah Papali'i 138. They were the only 4 Penrith players to crack 100 running meters. So yeah, massive game there.
I think the best part of that game was Case McLean learning how to pass the ball. And he
No, it wasn't.
And he set up 2 tries.
I already had Jenkins in the multi. He'd already scored. I needed McLean to score. He needed to hold it.
Yeah. Look, I'm just glad that he actually learned how to pass the ball, though.
Yeah, but Tommy Jenkins, but I mean, does Alamotti get his spot back after that?
I think you got it.
I think
He just scored a hat trick.
Yeah, if anything, Alamotti comes into the centres.
Yeah, for Tungo.
I don't see Alamotti. Don't get me wrong, he's good on the wing,
Yeah,
but I prefer him at centre.
yeah.
He plays
Yeah,
a lot
for
better
sure.
at centre.
My other question is, Panthers now 2 in a row. Are they back?
Well, I mean, we got the bye this week, so technically it's 3 in a row now.
Yeah,
but
well, that was a 4-point game. Yeah, essentially.
yeah. Like I said last week, that game against Para was the start of our run into the 8, and all we have to do is just win by small margins. That's
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Just win by 1 point, 2 point, whatever. As long as we keep winning.
Very
that's all that
good.
matters.
So, yeah, hashtag 5Pete. All right, continue.
All right, let's not go too far.
And
Not yet.
I don't have it written down for the largest jump, so I'll just round off by going through the ladder. On the top, we've got the Bulldogs, 24 points through and through. We've got the Raiders, Warriors, second and third with 22 points. We've got the Storm, fourth with 20 points. We've got the Sharks, fifth with 16. Cowboys, sixth with 15. We've got the Dolphins, the Broncos, the Sea Eagles, Roosters, Dragons, and the Rabbits from 7th to 12th, all on 14 points.
Wow.
We've got Panthers 13th with 13 points, Tigers and Knights 14-15 with 12 points, and Eels and Titans rounding it off with 10 points each in 16th and 17th position.
Well, I reckon Dolphins were probably the biggest jump because I think they were out of the 8 and they've moved into 7th, I think, last week.
Could have been.
But you already had them in the first one.
I think Dolphins jumped from...
I think it was like 12.
12th,
Yeah, 12th
maybe?
to 7th or something.
Yeah.
That could be.
I think. But and thanks to their 50-point win, that helps as well.
Oh, 100%.
With the points. But
Well, their 50-point win takes them from a for and against of 40 to 92.
yeah, that helps. That really helps.
Well, sorry, 42 to 92. So, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we've got the lots of the buys next week with the Origin coming up. So,
Yeah.
That's all from me, Joey.
Here, who do you call when you want printing and design work done?
At Print.
Yeah, bizarre name, innit?
Yeah, at Print.
I mean, they could have called themselves Superfast Print.
Or We Even Design Print.
Or Friendly Personal Service Print. Because they do all that.
When you think about it, at Print says everything, really.
Yeah, so when you need design and printing done fast with friendly and personal service, call that print on 47315055.
When people ask where you got it done, you can say at Print.
Shut up.
Beautiful. All right, we'll just go through the other couple of games that we didn't get to talk about. Of course, today's game, Monday footy. Dogs v Eels. Dogs getting it done convincingly in the end. Half-time, 12 all. All the talking point was Lockie Galvin getting a start on the bench for the Dogs. Scores a meat pie with 5 minutes to go. Club debut, try on debut. Incredible stuff there. Doggies getting the win. I think it was 30-12 it ended up being.
Yep.
30 to 12.
Yep, 30-12.
Yep.
Of course, the other game we didn't talk about, the Raiders and the Bunnies. Now, this was a cracker. Again, halftime, it looked all the Bunnies. It was 12-0, I think, at halftime, wasn't it?
Yeah.
12-6.
12-6, sorry, halftime. Ended up 32-12, if I'm correct. Is that
36 to
36-12? And Big Papa Big Papa scoring a double
and making a conversion as
and
well.
kicking the conversion.
And Ricky's fucking reaction to it. Oh, my days.
Man, but how good was that? Imagine if you had Papa not just for one try, but for two. Imagine if you had that in the multi.
Well, I actually just put a singular bet on Papali'i to score.
I had him for first try scorer.
So did Luke.
Yeah, I was hoping he'd get over first. I was like, give Big Papa the ball. So good win there for the Raiders. The only other game was our Friday night game, Storm and Cowboys. Storm ended up winning that one quite convincingly in the end. Cowboys looked good early, but again, what do you do against Melbourne?
Yeah, I've just gone through, Joey. How many teams do you think this week scored in the first half and were held to nil in the second half?
I'll say 4.
Ooh, 3.
Oh, wow.
Can you tell me which ones?
Manly. Oh, no.
Okay,
No,
scored in
they
the second
scored. Sorry. Bunnies.
Rabbits, yep.
Eels.
Yep.
And Sharks.
Correct.
Yes. That was the other game we didn't mention. Sharks Warriors.
Sharks, Warriors.
Up the wires.
40-10.
Yeah.
Going into halftime 12-10. Very close game. And then it's all Warriors. second
Sharks
half.
pretenders, boys. I mean, now that's 2 games in a row that they've lost by 40 points. Well, not by 40, but they've had
But,
40
yeah,
put on them.
Yes.
So,
Sharks to drop out of the 8.
yeah, it's tough, isn't it? Because they've got such a good team on paper. I mean,
Yeah.
Nico Hines, I know all the talk always goes towards him. But I thought Adam Fanua-Blake, this was a game he should have really stood up in against his former club. You expect him to come out hard, but he just didn't.
He was very quiet that game.
Very quiet. Very quiet.
I think in the battle between Fanua-Blake and Fisher Harris won quite convincingly.
Got a good meat pie straight through the middle as well.
Yeah.
No one touched him.
I was like, how the fuck did he manage to score? Like,
Crazy. But the Wars boys, they're the real deal. They're the real deal. What's that, 6 in a row now? 5 in a row?
7.
7. Wow. That is crazy. And
is it,
a lot of those away from home too.
Yeah.
You know, usually in years gone by, the Wars have been known as a very New Zealand-based team. You know, they always win in New Zealand, don't win on the road. This year, they're really proving doubters wrong. It shows the influence of Andrew Webster as well.
Yeah.
Coming from that Penrith system, it's the same with Serrato at the Dogs. Coming from that Penrith system, when they left, everyone said they're both good coaches. Give them a couple of years. And look what's happening. The Wars, for me, are actually probably a year or two earlier than what I thought they would be.
Yeah.
With a lot of young guys, I thought this team's going to be great down the track. I didn't think it would be this quick.
I hate to say it, though, their winning streak will come to an end after this week with the bye because they do verse us.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, there you go. So there's a loss.
But then again, they could actually win it because they're playing it in New Zealand. So
The Warriors are only on a 2-win streak because they lost 3 weeks ago to the Raiders 16-10.
Oh, okay. Yes,
Oh, shit.
yes. Forgot about that. They're absolutely flying. I just thought they won 7 in a row.
okay, well,
But,
sorry, their streak of 2
sorry.
or 3 now.
Yes.
They're on a 2-win streak.
Yeah.
Two win streak. They'll get 3 and then it won't be 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, that's it for Ruck Report for this week. Boys, let's talk a bit of he's been doing it all game, so suspension segment now. Not really much from the week. Many sim bins. I don't even think there was a sim bin.
There was one today, kick out.
Oh, that's right. Yes. What'd you make of that?
I didn't say it.
I think it was attacking the kicker or something.
Yeah. It was
got
another
binned
one
for
that I
that?
sort of went, I mean, Parramatta fans were baying for blood. They wanted to kick our scent, but just a sim bin. But there wasn't many suspensions this week, which it's been really good to see that the NRL has eased off. You know, we saw at the start of the year where we had that 1 week where it was like 13 sim bins. They have really eased off, which is great to see. What do you got there for us? You got a couple of charges?
So Zach Hosking got charged for a crusher tackle.
Oh, yes.
Just got a $1,000 fine.
Yep.
Viliami Valea and John Bateman are both facing suspensions from the Friday game against Melbourne.
Yep.
What else?
Herbie.
He got charged. Jackson Ford, he got charged. Schiller got charged. Yeah,
That was it. Wow.
there was only 2 suspensions with Valea and Bateman. The rest just all got fines.
That's very quick. I mean, not good for the Cowboys. But if we jump into niggling our injury segment, again, not many injuries to talk about. Mainly Christian Tuipulotu, Lehigh Hopewadi. They're the 2 big ones. Of course, I had Hopewadi in my fantasy and Supercoach team. Got me -2. So fantastic points there from Hopper. Got me a century the week before. Double ACL blow. Who is that?
That was last year.
Oh, I was going to say, wow, that is not good. But yeah, they were the two main injuries from the week. Not really much more to talk about. Mitch Barnett, we heard during the week, was gone for the Warriors, but obviously there's origin stuff. Oh, Tamale, he was the big one, yes.
Yeah, got a knee injury,
Yep.
ACL tear. So he'll be out for 2 to 3 months.
He'll be gone for the rest of the year, you'd think.
Yeah, Cody Walker left halfway through the game with a groin injury.
That was Walker's first game back too, wasn't it?
Yep.
I think, yeah.
Kimball Graham was a late withdrawal due to back spasms.
Oh, not good.
Kale Iro, pec injury. Ben Takura.
Yes, that's right. He did go off. I saw that.
Tui Pilotu with his hamstring.
And then
That's about it, really.
Yeah,
I
that
think
was it.
In good news, though, Sam Walker made his return.
he did. He
in
played
New South
40
Wales.
minutes.
Yep.
Started at half. He actually looked okay. He looked pretty good. Roosters did get the loss in that one. I personally don't think we play him in round 15, boys. We've got the Knights. I think we can afford to just give him another week to just play in New South Wales Cup, rest up.
Yeah, you don't want to rush him back straight away.
We don't need. I mean, Savala and Sandon, I think, can take on the Knights.
Yeah.
And then we play Cowboys. We have a bye, so we might not even bring him back till round 18. We might play the Cowboys with them as well.
Probably be the smarter idea.
Yeah,
Give
just
as
rest
much-
him all the way through.
Just give him as much recovery as he can. 'Cause
Yeah, exactly.
Knee injuries are one of the worst ones to come back from.
Oh, exactly.
Have you ever wanted a snack but nothing seems to fill you up? Well, try Gibson Country Style Jerky today. With a variety of flavours, including teriyaki, honey, soy and garlic, and pepper steak. Gibson's is the best jerky to satisfy those snack cravings. And now, if you use the code PODCAST, you'll get 10% off. Check them out on social media today or go to GibsonCountryStyleJerky.com.
Well, let's jump into Dynamos and Dungs for round 14. Now, Harry, do you want to start off? Who was your Dynamo and Dung this week?
My Dynamo, I'm going to give it to the Finns. Realistically, I don't think anyone expected them to absolutely destroy the Dragons.
Oh, yeah, no way.
I think a lot of people were actually betting on Dragons to win that. But, putting 56 points on the Dragons, keeping them, it was 28-2 at halftime.
Yep.
And yes, they allowed the one try, but still keeping them under double digits for points-wise is just something to be commended for.
Absolutely.
My Dung, sorry, Shawnee, it's the Dragons. You guys were riding the highs for the last 2-3 weeks, and you just completely shat the bed. It feels weird not saying the Knights as my Dung. So we've got to get that back into the system. But yeah.
Don't worry, they will in round 15 for you.
Yeah, the Dragons, they're my Dung this week.
Yeah, wow. Lukey?
Look, my Dynamo this week is going to go to... Let's go with Josh Papali'i.
Yeah, nice.
19th game, most capped Raider. Well done to him. I think we had a couple of milestones this week. So
Yep.
There was 150th.
That was early game, wasn't it?
Yeah. Was it in the Knights game? No, or
I cannot remember.
the Storm? One of those two.
I think it was a Storm game.
I cannot remember. Yeah.
I know Horsburgh played his 100th, I think.
100th game.
Oh, did he?
I think it was his 100th or 150th. I can't
Did he
remember.
cry?
Oh. No.
couple of milestones, but to be your club's most capped player,
Yeah.
I think and to score 2 tries and a conversion.
Adam Reynolds played his 300th.
Yes,
There you
that's the
go.
big one.
Reno
Yes,
had 300,
Reno.
So,
In the slick black jerseys too. Woo.
yeah, but I think Big Papa gets it for me. Well done to him. Dung this week. Oh, Manly. The Sharks. The Rabbits.
Yeah.
Eels.
There's a lot, eh?
It's very hard to pick one, but I'll go with Manly. 26-6 second half. That's just sad. They had the game in the bags.
Yep.
Although they won't publicly say it, I think that's the reasoning DCE got sacked.
Yep.
But just poor effort, Manly. Get better.
Yeah, for sure. Dynamo for me, boys. I'm doing the double. Keon Kolomatangi. 2 weeks in a row. I thought he was really good again for the Bunnies. I really thought he was a shoo-in for New South Wales. I know he got named on extended, but I really thought he might have been a chance. Since he's moved into the middle, he has just found some form.
Yeah,
This guy-
his game's completely changed.
Man, he's been incredible. He got me at 117 in Supercoach again, and I captained him. So he got 200 and whatever it was, 230 odd. So that was really, really good. So he was my Dynamo this week. Dung, it's hard to go past Manly, boys. To be up 16-0 at halftime and lose that 26-22, it's poor. I mean, no disrespect to our Newcastle fans, but the Knights have not been the best the past 5-6 weeks. You know, I think they've lost 5 in a row heading into that game. Oh, they beat Penrith. But apart from that, they lost all their others. So, yeah, I think Manly are definitely – don't look at me like that. Manly are definitely one. Boys, one that we missed, the Titans. For me, the team that the Titans have, they should be a lot better than what they are.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how you have a coach like Des. You've got players like Tino Fa'asuamaleaui, and you're still losing games and
By
losing
big margins too.
convincingly. Like the Broncos just absolutely demolished them in that game. And I mean, we know the Broncos were coming to play. They were coming to play in that they wore their incredible black jerseys, which, look, actually shout out to Brisbane as well. Like shout out to the Broncos because I do not like their club and I would never, ever buy a Broncos jersey. I was so tempted to buy one of those jerseys.
Yeah.
And, you know, for the Black Dog Institute, it's a fantastic cause. I thought Tony Stagg spoke really well after the game about it. I thought he led, and they needed to win because if they had have worn that jersey and then lost,
Yeah, it would have.
all the talk would have been like, well, what was the point? You know, what was the
Yeah.
point? You want to make a statement in that game. They made a statement. Reece Walsh was back. But, yeah, my dung, I'll give it to the Titans this week. All right, we've done the live ladder. We're going to hand it over to you, Harry, for the Harry M's.
Shit. The old Harry M's. They get better and better every week.
They do, mate. They do.
Yeah.
You're going to have your own show soon, just called Harry M's.
Please don't. So my 3 this week, funnily enough, he also scored 3 tries. Tom Jenkins.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
It's very hard to look past him.
100%.
Unfortunately, yes, it was against the Tigers. I'm sorry, Lukey, but to score 3 tries in what could be, I think he's only 11th NRL game, 10th or 11th.
Yeah, not many, not many.
He's played very few games.
Yeah.
To come out and score a hat trick is just unbelievable.
Do you know much about Tommy Jenkins?
I know that he left us to
Went
go to
Knights.
Newcastle.
I think he only played like one game.
Yeah,
at
he played
Newcastle.
one game. Then he went back to St Mary's.
But do you know much about it? Like, has he always been was he touted as a good player coming
Oh
through?
yeah, he was touted as a good
Yeah,
player. He
okay,
just
yeah.
unfortunately just fell down the
Of course,
pecking order.
Yep.
And then did a stint at St Mary's, and then we reached out to him and said, "Hey, we want to bring you back in. Will you be willing?" He said, "Yeah, of course." And then look at him now,
Killing it.
He's killing it.
Yeah, great.
My 2 this week, Chanel Harris-Tavita.
Yeah, nice.
He carved up in that Sharks game,
Great
getting
shout.
2 try assists.
Yep.
It was very close between him and Luke Metcalf.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the fact that Chanel scored twice really sealed the deal. And my 1, I've gone Jerome Hughes for his performance
okay.
in the Cows game. 2 tries, 2 try assists.
Yep.
He was just everywhere.
Had him in Supercoach as well, 107.
Yeah, he was
Should've
just
got more than that.
He was just controlling the game from the
Very
get go. He was everywhere. He wanted to score. He came out, made a statement, and probably played one of the best games I've seen in recent times from him.
Nice, mate. Love it. The 3-2-1s, Jenkins, Harris-Tavita, and Jerome Hughes, of course. All right, we're going to jump into our next part of the pod. I believe it's Wild Fantasies, but I'll just double check my notes. It is beautiful. All right, I'm going to do a bit of Wild Fantasies here, Supercoach and Fantasy. Now, this week, boys, Supercoach, 1,480. Absolutely brained it this week, which was
I
fantastic.
think I got 1,060.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
I think my highest scoring player was Ethan Strange with
Yes.
146.
I had him at 5'8", didn't captain it. If anyone captained him, please
Well
reach
done.
out because, yeah, that is incredible. I mean, I captained Keon, which was a great shout this week as well. Went off the usual captains. I think if you had Cleary, you got let down. He only made 50-odd in Supercoach this week. So he wasn't a captain option for me. Terrell May, of course, still carving up as a captain option. He got 80-odd, I think.
Yeah.
But I had Jerome Hughes as my flex. And, yeah, he got me like 108, 109 or something like that. So he did really well as well. Don't forget, if you are in our comp, you're playing for SC Championship Rings, the best championship rings going around. Check them out, SC Rings on Instagram, Facebook, and, play to win.
I will say Jerome Hughes got 136.
136, there we go.
Yeah.
I thought he got me a good score. As flex, it was good too because he doesn't get dropped out.
Yeah.
Luke, did you make any trades? Probably not.
Yes. I did.
Oh, he did. Oh, wow.
Just can't remember who.
He hasn't left his team the same.
I traded nearly every week. I've only got 24 trades left for the year.
Oh, very nice. I think I've got about 17 or
I think I got about 30. I got to start.
you got to start trading.
I'd had Oh, let's see. How do I? Is it list? No.
Nah.
History.
Yeah. You should go in there. There should be go into like tools, and it should say undo changes, and it'll tell you your trades. I think. If we're looking at NRL fantasy though, I had Keon Kolomatangi, but I didn't captain him. I captained Joe Tarpany, and he only got like 48 or something.
Yeah.
So he was quite low this week. I don't know what's going on with him. Ricky's really been dropping his minutes lately. I don't know if there's something happening off the field or whether Raiders are just flying. He doesn't need to play him, but Tarpany's
probably just resting him for like the bigger, harder games. Really.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know. It's an interesting one because I brought him in as a really premium option in fantasy, and now I'm sort of like, do I sell? Like, do I hold? I think I got to hold because he doesn't play Origin.
Yeah.
So he's good cover over that period as well. But yeah, I wish I had taken the C off him. He was sort of a pod captaincy option for me. I could have went Terrell. I had Aaron Clark as well, who's been scoring really well, and I had Keon, and I wish I had have trusted my gut like I did in Supercoach, because if I had a captain Keon, I think he got 90 odd in fantasy, so he really carved up. You find it, Lukey?
No,
good.
I couldn't work it out, but I did make trades.
Yeah, very nice.
Making trades.
Very, very good.
Need to trim those hedges? Need to cut that grass but unsure how? Well, visit Koala Mowers today for all your lawn care needs. From mowers to whippersnippers and blowers too, Koala Mowers has you covered from the front yard to the back. Check them out on social media today or head over to Corrine Avenue and view their wide range in store. Koala Mowers, making lawn care easy without the hassle of having the correct qualifications.
All right, we're going to jump into the Profits preview. Round 15, boys. Can you believe that?
No.
Round
Jesus.
15. We only have 12 rounds to go until finals, which is absolutely crazy. All right, it is Origin week, of course, so there will be a lot of players that will be out. We won't know until tomorrow. Time of recording, it's Monday. That'll be Tuesday, Team List Tuesday. Let's start off with Thursday night footy. Well, first we will have Wednesday night will be Origin Game 2 in Perth. Or is that the following Wednesday?
Week?
Oh, sorry. Yep. Okay, so Thursday night footy, Sharks v Dragons. Now, the Southern rivalry. This is always a really, really good game. Both these teams don't like each other. You can throw form guide out the window. Sharks at $1.33. Dragons at $3.35. Harry, who you got?
I've got Sharks in a tight game. I think Sharks will want to come out and have a point to prove, especially after conceding 40 points last week. Again, same with the Dragons, conceding 56 points. I think they'll want to come out and make a statement too. With that being said, I still got Sharks. I got Sharks by 8.
Very nice.
And in terms of try scorers, Sione Katoa and Jacob Little.
Luke?
I got the Sharks as well, but I'm not convinced. I'm very not convinced with this game. It's going to be this week was hell, considering all the Origin players are out.
Yep.
I don't think there's many Origin players out from these teams, and both of them are coming off very embarrassing losses. So I'm going with the Sharks just because I think on paper they've got the stronger team there. But yeah, not convinced. If I had to pick a try scorer, I'll go with Katoa and Gutherson.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, the only Origin star from both these teams will be Val Holmes for the Dragons, so that'll be it. Boys, I'll back the Sharks as well. I think they get it done in this. I was very disappointed in them last week. I backed them last week against the Waz, thinking that they might have got up. Was it Shark Park? Where's this played at?
Shark Park.
This is Shark Stadium as well. Yep. So 2 weeks in a row. I mean, they got to get a win. They've had 2 big losses in a row now. Fitzy will not be happy. Sharks, they'll be desperate for a win. Dragons will be desperate though as well. Getting 50 points put on you is never fun.
Yep.
And they will be desperate to win. But I'll back the Sharks in this one, in a tight one. Sharks by 2. A couple of try scorers. I'll go Britton Nickera to score a try, and I'll go Moses Sully for the Dragons. We'll jump into our Friday night game. First game, the Tits against the Sits. Titans against the Sea Eagles. Going to be a good game here. Titans at, is it $3? $3.42. Sea Eagles $1.32, and they'll have Cherry Evans because he wasn't named for Queensland. The Titans without Tino and Mo Fodawaker. So be really interesting. Luke, let's start off with you. Who you got?
Manly. I think that's the only reason I've gone with Manly is because DT is going to be playing.
Yeah.
So, I think Manly comfortably. I reckon we'll go Manly by 10 again.
Yeah, very nice. Harry?
Look, it's Freaky Friday. Friday the 13th. Anything can happen. So with that being said, I am going Manly. Manly to bounce back huge. I got Manly by 20. In terms of try scorers, go Cooler, Cherry Evans to get over.
Yep.
And Philip Sami.
I love that shout. As you said, mate, Freaky Friday, anything can happen. Dez is the mad scientist. So if there's anyone that can make something happen for the Titans, it's Dez. In saying that, I'm also going Manly. I think they get it done very, very convincingly in this game. I'll go even more than 20. Manly by 30. I just think they're going to carve up in this. I think Seabold would be very disappointed in that game last week. To lead 16-0 and lose that is atrocious. So I think he'll have them, as we said, Daly Cherry Evans will want to play the game of his life.
Yep.
He will want to show the selectors what they're missing out on. I love your shout for him for a try, so I'm backing him in as well. And I'm also going to back Khan Pereira for a double in this game. If you are tuning in for the first time, of course, we will give our margin and anytime try scorers. All right, let's jump into our first Saturday game. The Knights against the Roosters. Going to be a great game there, 5:30. Knights at $2.63, Roosters at $1.49. We don't know team list yet. I'm assuming Semi Walker won't play, but Nat Butcher and Nafahu White are both back as well for the Roosters. So massive ins, especially because we lose Collins and Spencer up front.
And Angus Crichton.
Yeah, but both of those boys will go straight in the front row.
True.
So they'll cover those spots straight away. Siwa Wong, Egan Butcher probably into the second row there.
Did Rob Toya get named for Origin again?
Yes, he did. So we'll be without him, which means Dom Young will be playing against Newcastle and then will be at Newcastle the round after.
Ooh.
Isn't that crazy?
That's
So he's playing for us this week against Newcastle, and then in round 16 we'll be at Newcastle. So in saying that, I'm going to back him for a double. But I'll start off with you, Harry. Who you got?
It pains me to say this, but I'm going the Roosters.
Yeah.
Roosters, fresh off the bye. I got Roosters, I reckon, in a thrashing. I got Roosters by at least 16.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
In terms of try scorers, your boy Nawakani Tawaze.
Oh, yes.
I got him for a double.
He'll be in the centres this week too.
Yep, so him for a double.
Yep.
Dom Young to get over. And Zach Docker Clay as well to get over.
Ooh, very nice. Probably starting 9 as well with Watson in Origin.
Yep.
Luke, who you got?
Again, I've gone. I don't know this one. I'm not convinced. I've tipped the Roosters at the moment, but I don't know just how the Knights are going to come out with no Ponga.
Yeah.
Fletcher Sharp's been playing so.
Oh,
well.
he's such a good player.
They can easily win. They can win this game.
Yeah.
I've gone with the Roosters, but yeah, not convinced at the moment. That may change. Same with my first tip for the first game. That might change as well. It's so hard. Like with players out.
It's just a hard year, mate, to tip.
It's just so hard. And
Terrible.
it's so close. I do agree with the Roosters coming off the bye, but then then you look at it from the other side of the table. The Knights are coming off an amazing 26-point comeback to win. So, it's anyone's game. But at the moment, Roosters.
The one thing I will tell you guys, the last time our Origin stars were out, we put 40 points on the Sharks with a full side. So I will say that. I'm back in the Roosters, of course. Roosters by plenty. Roosters by 20 plus. I'll go Teddy for a try, Billy Smith to score, Mark Nwangani Tawaze for a double. If I had to put a Knights try scorer in, I'll throw Fletcher Sharp in there because 3 things are certain in life, deaths, taxes, and Sharp scoring a try. So I'll go with that. We'll jump into our next Saturday game. It's the Cowboys against the Dolphins. Favourite stadium here, Queensland Country Bank Arena. Luke, we'll start off with you. Who you got?
Dolphins in a thrashing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'll go big. I'll go bold.
Yep, love it.
Dolphins to score 50 points again.
Whoa! If that happens, mate, that is huge.
Dolphins to score 50 points again.
Rule the Cowboys out.
Katoa to get him a bag of try. Farnworth to bag a double. Asako to bag another one. Yeah, well, they've only got the hammer out, so
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah, because he's playing center, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
So the hammer's the only one out. I'll still back the Dolphins in a thrashing.
Yeah, wow, love it. Harry?
Yeah, I've also got the Dolphins in a thrashing too. I'm not thinking 50. I'm going to go modest. I'm going to go by 40. In terms of try
48.
scorers, a lot.
They can win by 40 and still score more than 50.
True.
100 to 60.
True. In terms of try scorers, I like the shout of Farnworth for a double. Lemuelu as well. I reckon he gets over.
Yeah, very nice.
And Jack Bostock to get over as well.
Yeah, love it. This is really boring this week because I'm going the Dolphins as well. We've agreed on every game. That's what happens Origin week, though. I think without Dearden and possibly Cotter will be out as well. Talagi didn't get named, did he? He's still injured?
Yeah, he didn't get named.
Yeah. I believe he's still injured. So with those two out, they're two massive losses for the Cows. I don't think they win without Dearden. So I will throw the Dolphins in to win. Oh, and Nanai, sorry. I will throw the Dolphins in to win this game. Dolphins by plenty, 13 plus. Look, if we're looking at try scorers, really hard. I think Averillo will move to fullback, so I'll back Averillo for a double. Always plays really well at fullback. And I like a shout of Mark Nichols. Always scores a meat pie. So I like Mark Nichols for a try. And our final game for round 15 is the Rabbitohs against the Doggies. Sunday afternoon, 4:05, Accor Stadium. Going to be a great game here. Doggies are favourites at $1.43. Harry, we'll start off with you. Who you got?
I've got the Doggies in a tight one due to the fact of Origin players being out.
Yep.
I've got Doggies by 8. In terms of try scorers, you know what? Lockie Galvin again. And Viliami Kickout as well to get over.
You know what, boys? Lockie Galvin will start this week too because Matt Burton's 18th man, which means he can't play for the Dogs. So we see probably Galvin playing in the halves.
That'll be good.
Interesting.
Galvin and Sexton.
Who you got?
Going with the Rabbits.
Ooh.
Going with the Rabbits.
No Latrell.
No Latrell, but Shy Gray will stay fullback.
Yep.
Play fullback. He's always look at how well he's been.
Yeah, very nice.
Started at fullback. Last week the Rabbits, they were just riddled with injury and everyone playing out of position. They just couldn't get things going. This week when they put the team out there, you know, provided they got no injuries, I reckon they've got a good enough squad. Like you said, there's no Burton, there's no Crichton.
Yeah.
There's
No Max King. Yep. No Man's 14th man for
Man.
Queensland.
So I think the Doggies are just going to be too disrupted. Even though they played really well today, but that was their full squad. So I think the Rabbits in a close one. I reckon Rabbits by 4.
Boys, this is probably, I reckon this is the hardest game to pick this week. I think this one's really, really difficult because, as Luke said, with those players out for the Dogs, that is massive. And we've heard the Galvin situation. Does it disrupt them? We don't know yet. He hasn't played a game where he started. But I think South's Origin losses are bigger. I think Latrell has been so big for them so far this year, and I think he's a massive loss. Cody Walker also went off with an injury, so whether he plays or not will be interesting.
Kalamatangi got named in the extended.
Extended, but he can play because he's
and he'll play.
Yeah, he's 20th. He's been so good this year. But I will back the Dogs in this. I think Dogs get it done. I'll go Dogs tight. Dogs by a point. Let's go golden point for this game. Dogs to win it by 1 point. Lachlan Galvin field goal to win it. Just to rub it in more to fans. Galvin to kick the field goal and win this game by 1 point. That is the Profits preview for round 15.
You're forgetting one more game.
No, that was it.
That was the last game.
That's it.
Oh, unless we're talking Origin.
Oh, yeah. But it's
we
not
already-
until the week after.
And plus, we already know who's going to win that game anyway. Like,
So
Well, it's in Perth and it's a Queensland home game apparently.
yeah, Perth, that's in Queensland.
yeah. So with that being said, New South Wales.
Exactly. Without further ado, let's talk Origin 2, hey?
Yeah.
And
Do you want the team list? So I've got
yeah. So the only real change for New South Wales, Max King got promoted to front row with no Mitch Barnett, and Yatoika Manu comes onto the bench.
Burton at 18, Kalamatangi 19, Lindsay Smith number 20.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, that's the only really big change.
Queensland couple.
Queensland. We've got Dearden starting at 7
Yep.
and DCE dropped. We've got Kurt Mann coming onto the bench, and Ezra Mam 18, Howarth 19, and Corey Horsburgh 20.
Yeah, Bo Famur dropped, but Famur, sorry.
Bo Formore dropped,
Yeah.
yeah. But he came off the bench, didn't he? So,
He did, yes.
yeah, Kurt Mann just slots into that place. I think that's, well, for Queensland's sake, I think that's a little better because Kurt Mann's a little bit more versatile.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't go with him in game 1. I thought he was a great option for 14, but he was 18th man in game 1.
So they're the only two. They're the only major changes.
Well, what do you guys think? Now,
Lose by 40.
yeah, like score-wise, yes. But all week, everyone's talking about how Queensland, we pick and stick, loyal, blah, 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 blah. well, you haven't really shown loyalty, have you, to your captain of 30-odd games, 30-odd Origin games. What do you guys think of that? Where's the Queensland spirit?
Got to ask Jonathan first on that one. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think Cherry Evans played that bad in game one.
Yeah, I don't think
Like-
he's the scapegoat. That's for sure.
That's probably the only reason why they axed him, just to have that. Oh yeah, well, we dropped someone who we believe didn't play well.
Yeah.
Yada yada. But yeah, to drop your captain after however many games, like you said, like 30-something games.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong, New South Wales going to clean sweep, but still, you can't drop your captain like that.
I don't think Dearden makes a difference, to be honest. Like, I don't. How I see it at the moment, Queensland dominated for such a long period of time. It's now our turn. We've got the dynasty. It's coming now. We have the depth. Queensland don't have depth anymore. New South Wales never used to have depth. They were trying to pick players out. It was like, Mullen is going to play. Jared Mullen's going to play 5'8" this week. You know, like, we didn't have the depth, and Queensland had all these young guys coming through, and they're like, we're going to be fine. Then they won 10 in a row, and everyone was like, what are we going to do? Now it's the opposite. Queensland don't have the players coming through. They don't have the young guys that they can lean on. I mean, Dearden's a fantastic half. Don't get me wrong, but is he the answer to beat this New South Wales side? I don't think so.
I don't think he's Origin ready.
Who do we think captains for Queensland?
Oh, I'll probably give it to Paddy Carrigan.
I reckon Harry Grant.
They're looking at Grant, Tino, and Carrigan.
I reckon Grant gets it. He's club captain for Storm, so I reckon he'll get it.
Yeah, true.
I mean, all three of them are club captains for their clubs,
Yeah.
but I think they want to go down the Cameron Smith path. Give it to Harry Grant. Another 9.
Yeah.
But yeah, boys. So Luke's gone by 40. Harry, what do you reckon?
New South Wales by 42.
Yeah, very nice. Look, yeah, of course, it's New South Wales for me as well. I think they get it done convincingly.
We always win by big in Perth too.
Yeah, we do. And then we whitewash them in Sydney.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Make it even better.
Bleed blue. All right, beautiful. Well, I don't think there's really much to talk about more for Origin. We'll save that till next week.
League Lids are an international company selling retro corduroy sports hats to make you the envy of all your friends. Head over to League Lids and check out their array of hats today and use our discount code RUCK10 for 10% off.
Of course, Lucky Ruckies, don't forget you can get your Origin moments in. If you do send in your funniest Origin moment, something that you've seen or you've witnessed in the past, send it through, and the best one will get a Ruck Infringement bottle opener, which are fantastic and of great value. All right, boys, we're going to jump into some talking points. Now, the first one, Mal Meninga named as the Bears coach during the week. Fantastic appointment. We know the resume he has, of course, with Queensland, with that period of dominance, Australia as well, but hasn't coached at a club level.
Yeah, I think it was
What do you think?
I think he hasn't coached at a club level for like 16
Long
years.
time, very long time.
I think it was like 16 years or something like that.
And he's never head coach. He was assistant.
Yeah. So I still think it's a good shout for the
Yeah.
Bears. Like, you have someone, like you said, with that resume, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I'm actually really excited to see the Bears come into the comp, see who they try and sign.
Yeah,
like, there's a lot of great players that are going to be off contract, and yeah, I can't wait to see it.
Something I really like that Mal said, he came out and said, we're actually looking at the North Sydney market for young guys coming through.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's fantastic. Go where they're from, North Sydney, get those young guys in that are playing for, I think that's Roosters, or it might be Bunnies at the moment, reserve side. It's one of them, either Roosters or Bunnies reserve side.
Yeah.
But get in there, look at the North Sydney product, see how that's going, and also look at the Western Australian product. Because obviously there's rugby league over there. It's just not as prevalent as AFL. But look at the product, see what you think, see how it's going to go. Luke, Mal Meninga's appointment, what do you reckon? Good?
Oh, good for the Bears.
Yeah.
Good for the Bears. Good for Mal, I guess. He's secured another job for however many years.
Yep.
Yeah, like we'll just wait and see how they come into it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? I'm really excited to see them too. Boys, another talking point I had, of course, we've now seen Galvin's first game. Came off the bench, of course, didn't play many minutes. I think about 20 minutes in this game.
Yeah.
Obviously, Luke, as a former Tiger, what do you think of his performance? What would you make of it?
It wasn't anything out there special.
Yep.
He came on, he did his job, scored a try. I'm just interested to see what they do for him permanently.
I'll tell you what, I was glad he came on because it meant the camera stayed off the fucking sideline when he was just sitting wearing a jacket.
Yeah.
They kept putting the camera on him. I'm like, he's just wearing a jacket. Like, what do you expect he's going to be doing?
Exactly.
He's going to start murking up the camera.
Getting the Chinese from Gus while he's sitting on the sideline or something. But, man,
Chinese meal?
I don't know what they were waiting for. But, look, he was good without being okay, but he only played, a quarter of a game. The other one here, boys, AOB says that fans that booed in the Knights game don't understand rugby league. What do we make of that?
Oh, bullshit. We understand rugby league.
Yeah.
We always understand it.
I
Like,
wasn't booing, but I know it.
I think he's just he was a little bit upset that he was getting booed.
I think he also he went too quickly.
Yeah.
He didn't actually process everything before he opened his mouth.
100%.
And then he opened his
100%.
mouth and he went, oh, maybe I should have said something.
Yeah.
So,
Another talking point, boys. Ricky Stewart crying after Papali'i put on the performance of his life. What do we make? You like the emotion?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. Especially, like, it goes to show that they love Papali'i that much at that club.
As they should too.
319 games, scoring 2 tries, making a conversion as well.
Harry not believing that he actually scored 2.
Yeah. We were at the pub last night.
Yeah.
And our mate, Joel, he walked in and he goes, Oh, check your sports bet. It'll have paid out.
And Harry's like, no, get fucked.
I was like, yeah, get fucked. He goes, yeah, he scored 2. And he goes, no, now you're taking the piss. I go open and I roll up. Yeah.
Two in a row as well.
Yeah, 2 in a row.
He scored and then he scored the next one. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I was watching it at Panthers and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But look, I loved it from Ricky. I thought it was great. It really shows that he cares about his team and the players reciprocate that as well.
Yeah. He had a press conference after the game too where he said, I want to thank like the Canberra fans for, braving the conditions and coming out to the game and making it a special day for the club and for Papali'i himself. And
We'll just talk about Papa for a bit. Now, he's been a fantastic player of the game. To play 319 games, I know he started in the second row, so it's a bit different. But to play majority of those in the front row is incredible. We talk about Hargraves doing that. Like, he played 300-odd games in the front row, which is hard to do. You don't see it much. Jesse Bromwich has done it, and Hargraves, that's been it in the modern era. And now Papali'i as well. So Papali'i has obviously been there for 19 games so far. But to break the record with how prestigious the Canberra Raiders are. Like, you look at some of those players, Mal Meninga, Laurie Daly, Ricky Stewart.
Jack Whiten was in that top 5.
Jason Croker had the top one.
Jared Croker.
No, Jason had the top one.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, Jared's uncle. Yeah, Jared Croker was in there as well, top 5. Jason Croker is who he broke the record from, which was absolutely incredible. So, yeah, look, shout out to Big Papi, and that's what our episode's actually called this week, episode 113, Big Papi. So put your Viking hats on and yeehaw.
When you call me Big Papi.
Oh, God.
Oh, geez, now he's singing. All right, let's move on.
Let's move on.
Look, that's probably it for our talking points. Wasn't much this week. Actually, one more I wanted to talk about. Reece Walsh defending Ezra Mam. Did you guys see that during the week? Telling everyone that, Ezra's done his time, blah, 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 blah. Like, people need to stop booing him. No, he will be forever booed.
Yep.
And what he did is unacceptable and it'll never change. And I can't believe Walsh is actually sitting there trying to defend what happened.
Look, we could spend like a whole hour talking about this, maybe even more.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say is no matter what you do, Ezra Mam will always be remembered
100%.
for what he has done.
Yeah. And
he is currently a player who should not be playing NRL at all.
Yeah, I got to agree. It's so...
Should be in prison.
Yeah. If it was any of us, we probably would be. But
Actually, I got a talking point too. I just
what
thought of
is
it. Luke and I, we were out playing golf today, and I open up my Facebook, and the first thing I see, Taylor May to get a train and trial deal at Tigers.
Saw that.
Not to get, he's got it.
He's got a train and trial deal.
Didn't they not want him? Weren't they not interested a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, they were, and then I don't know.
I thought he went to the Bunnies, checked out the Bunnies facilities.
He had the tour of the Bunnies facility.
That's
and then,
right.
He knocked him back.
Yeah.
Now there's speculation that we're going to sign Tyrone as well.
Probably. The other Yam brother.
Yeah, imagine all 3 May brothers at the Tigers.
Yam brothers.
Sorry, the Yam brothers.
Yeah.
If it brings out the best in them, then so be it. And if
I don't know if Tyrone had a best, but Terrell and Taylor definitely do.
exactly, I think there's a lot more for bullying Taylor, but
Yeah.
it's going to be risky.
It's interesting though because he's a centre, who misses out? I mean, Toa's been electric for you guys, and obviously Dewey won't move from centre either.
I think Dewey is in trouble if he does.
Yeah, okay.
They're on one of the Tigers pages today. They were saying that he's not match fit ready.
Yeah.
You know, like a minimum of 6 weeks sort of thing if he does. And then, you know, so we might not even see him this year. Like, he might just be training trial this year, and then we'll see where we go from next year.
But yeah, I think Dewey's in trouble. Or Dewey, is in trouble.
I know that Terrell has been pushing that he's wanted to play with his brothers for a long time.
Yeah.
So you can see that he would have pushed that onto the club. Look, I don't mind it. I mean, you know, we're all for second chances in the game.
Unless you're Ezra Mam.
Unless you're Ezra Mam, then you only get one. But yeah, he's like a cat, 9 lives.
Yeah.
And also got named in the Origin
squad
extended. So yeah, how good for Ezra. Anyway, we're talking about Taylor May, but no, I'm all for second chances. I think. Yeah, look, he wasn't bad at Penrith. I thought he was a good player.
Yeah.
He just, unfortunately, again, he was like his brother. He was like Terrell. They were subject to social media, too many off-field incidents. They've just got to shut their social media down and play footy, and they'll be fine.
If they're going to have social media, have someone run it for them.
Yeah, exactly. Don't do it yourself.
Don't
because
let them.
You
don't let them anywhere near social media.
Footballers are dumb people.
Exactly.
We know this, and they post a lot of weird things. But great talking point, mate. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Of course, that's it for our talking points this week. Just want to quick shout out to our new sponsor, Limitless Finance, LMTLS Finance, based out of Brisbane, but they are online as well. So, new sponsor, joining the podcast. They're awesome. Check them out online at limitlessfinance.com and on social media as well, Facebook and Instagram. But next week, there will be an ad for them, so you will see that. But until next time, be good. Let's jump into a bit of mid-season review now. We're just going to do our teams on the pod this week. So we'll look at Tigers, Panthers, Roosters, and then Sharks. Dongle's not here today, but we'll talk about the Sharks as well. We'll just give a rating. We obviously go from A to... We'll go from A to...
E.
A to E, yeah. A to E is pretty easy. A, obviously, if they're, been fantastic, which neither of our 4 would be an A, and so on and so forth, how grades work. Do you want to start off with the Panthers, Harry? They're probably the lowest out of those 4 at the moment.
I'm pretty sure the Tigers are lower than us. But,
okay. Well, we'll start off with Penrith anyway.
Yeah. Terms for us, I'd give us a C minus.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
If anything.
Reason?
Don't get me wrong, yes, we've lost a lot of players, but I think that's actually finally catching up to us now.
Yeah.
Because we've had, the last 4 years been on a dominant run to now trying to avoid the spoon for pretty much the entire season. We haven't been at our best.
Yeah.
We're starting to come back into it now, but yeah, I think compared to our last few seasons, we haven't been up anywhere near to that standard. So yeah,
and I think the start of the year, everyone would have had you guys as an A. Everyone would have said, "Well, Panthers will do this again." So yeah, look, I think C minus is pretty generous at the moment. It is only halfway through the year. Luke, let's throw to the Tigers. What rating you give them this year so far?
I'll just give them a baseline C.
Yeah, nice. I like it.
I think there's games we could have won, there's games that we didn't win. I think there's still room for improvement.
Yep.
Now with the Galvin thing all done, I want to see how well we gel moving forward, what we're going to do with Mason and Latu.
Yep.
I think after this week, I think a lot of the boys, struggled out this week, not only for Taruva and Luai facing their old club, but I just think the Tigers, the Galvin thing was finally done, but then all week, all the media spoke about was Galvin.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think they just had a rough week, and so just were ill prepared. But I think there's games that we could have won, so I'll just give us a C.
I've been really impressed with the Tigers this year. I think they're definitely vastly improved from the past 3 years. Sitting about 13th at the moment is still a massive improvement for them. So halfway through the year, yeah, I agree with you. And we throw to the Roosters, I think C as well. I think a lot of people would have had us at the start of the year at a D or an E. I think with the players we lost and having a reserve grade side, getting 50 put on us in round 1, everyone would have went, nah, Chooks are gone. We're now 1 win outside the 8. We're sitting 10th at the moment after the bye. This week takes us into the 8 if we get a win. But I think, I'll give a C at the moment. I think, we've lost 6 games where we've led at halftime or we've led for 70 odd minutes and then lost in the last 10. So I think based on that, I'll give us a C. I think it's still been very impressive. We matched the Dogs, we matched the Raiders, we lost by 2 and 4 in those games.
You beat us.
Yeah, we beat Penrith earlier in the season, and you beat us. We haven't played the Tigers yet, so I'll move us to an A when we do that. But until then, yeah, it's a C for now.
D.
No, we're the Tigers bogey team. Haven't beaten us since 2010, mate. But anyway, we'll jump into the Sharks. Now, Dongle's not here to defend it, but
So an E.
yeah, so an E. But no, in all seriousness, what grade do we give the Sharks this year so far?
Honestly, this is going to be really boring, but I think a C as well. Like, they've been so hit and miss.
Yeah.
Like, they've won games, like, convincingly, and then there's games where they've completely shat the bed. Like, perfect example, last week against the Wars, shat the bed.
Week before.
You guys flogged them the week prior.
That's right, without Origin stars too.
Yeah, without your Origin boys.
And the week before that, they beat Melbourne.
Yeah, so like
in Melbourne.
Yeah, like
Full strength Melbourne.
yeah, full strength Melbourne, and they beat Melbourne, but
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row they lose to Roosters and then Wars. Yeah, they're very hit and miss at the moment.
Yeah.
So I think C's fair.
C's fair. A couple of weeks ago, I probably would have said B.
Yeah.
I would have said they started the season red hot. I actually thought they looked really good into that Melbourne game. And then the past couple of weeks have just been atrocious for them, and they have really dropped. Luke, I think you'd probably agree about a C.
Yep.
Yeah, me too. I think it's C there. Pretty stock standard there. We will do the next few teams over the next couple of weeks until we get through all 17. But boys, we're going to jump into Rookie of the Year. Now, this is a really interesting one because there's been a couple. Of course, you got a couple from Parramatta. You got Riley Smith. He's been playing at hooker.
Yep.
He's done really well. Owen Paddy at the Raiders. He's done really well as well. Luke Metcalf we can't use as a rookie because he did play last season for the Sharks. But any other rookies you're looking at the moment that you think have done really well?
Could you use Tom Jenkins as a rookie?
No.
Nah, because he played a lot of games with Penrith the first year he was there.
He's only played 11 NRL games.
I thought he played a few at Penrith. No? When he was there?
No.
Oh, okay. Maybe. I think the limit's 5 games, I think, is what they classify rookies under. So possibly, yeah, definitely.
Ongi.
Yeah, Iongi, he's
Yeah. This is his first full season, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I think he's done okay. Probably hasn't
I
set
think
the.
in a losing side, he's been.
Oh, absolutely.
Rob Toyer. Is he?
Yes, first season. Yep, and
Yep.
he's already playing for Queensland. So yeah, he's a good shout.
You can give Rob Toyer.
It's going to be interesting Rookie of the Year, isn't it? I mean, it's always great to see young guys playing well.
Yeah.
You love to see them coming through the grades. I mean, the Roosters have had a few this year, so we've had half our squad was reserved. So,
Anyone from the Dogs? Anyone from the Dogs? Is that Saluka? Is he a rookie?
nah, David Saluka Fafita. Nah, he played at the Roosters
Yeah.
a couple of seasons, yeah.
Is there any rookies?
I don't know. I don't think there is at the Dogs. I think most of their players have been pretty established.
Did Bailey
Hayward?
Yeah, Bailey Hayward. I don't think he's played.
He's been pretty good. He's been really good. I think he played a couple of games last year, but it
Yeah.
wouldn't have been many. It's really hard to tell unless we know. The
We
Knights.
need Winston.
Yeah, we do need Winston.
With a Y.
Winston with a Y. But the Knights would be a good shout if Fletcher Sharp had started this season.
Yep.
He would have been a shoe-in for Rookie of the Year.
You could give it to Fletcher Hunt. as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. He's played a couple of games now. He's done pretty well.
Is Jai Gray a rookie?
Yeah.
I think he is. I think he is.
I don't think he played.
Jai Gray's a great shout. He was leading the Dally M's too. So, yeah, he's a good shout early in the season. Boys, we'll jump into Buy of the Year. Now, I think we're going to go Metcalf. Metcalf is Buy of the Year this year. For the Wires, I think he has been absolutely incredible for them all season. Come over from the Sharks, from Cronulla. So, for me, Metcalf's Buy of the Year. Well, who do you guys have Buy of the Year this year so
Well,
far?
hang on. Metcalf has been at the Wars for like the last.
No, he hasn't.
2,
This is his
3
first
years.
season.
Because I actually seen, shout out to Sean Johnson's podcast.
Isn't it his first year at the Wires?
No, he was playing. You know how Wars went on that 23 like great run.
Yeah.
Where it was Metcalf at 6, Johnson at 7.
Oh, he's been injured, hasn't he?
Yeah,
That's
he's
why.
been at the Wars for.
Oh, well,
I'd
then
say
he's
for
not my
about-
Buy of the Year.
Yeah, he's been there for like 3-4 years.
Yeah, sorry about that.
But yeah, shout out to Sean Johnson and the boys over there. I didn't even notice it until I seen a video clip of it.
I just remembered we just missed a rookie. Do you know who counts as a rookie this year?
Ooh.
Mark Nwangani-Tawase. He only played one
yeah,
game
true.
last year.
Yeah, but he's shit anyway.
Whoa. Mate, try the year, okay? But he counts as a rookie even at 27 or whatever he is.
Yeah.
I think he's ineligible now at his age.
Probably.
He's aged out.
Yeah, he's
But yeah, by the year is interesting. I think Luai's been good.
Yeah.
He's come over really well.
Terrell May.
You know,
Terrell May.
Josh
Good shout.
Mansour on Triple M. He said that Luai was the worst buy of the year.
Really?
What?
He was asked who do you think the best buy and the worst buy of the year, and he goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, for the worst one, yeah, I think it's got to be Jerome Luai."
Surely he was taking the piss.
Yeah, surely.
He got grilled.
So
by
he should have.
the radio host.
So he should have.
Oh, it was so funny.
I
That's
think-
weird.
I think Luai's been one of the best buys.
Well, I think Luai's done really well. Like he's not a half. He was a 5'8". You know,
turned the team around,
he's
hasn't
come
he?
through playing halfback. His first season at halfback.
Yeah.
I thought he's done really well. Yeah, I do not agree with the source at all there.
Yeah, Josh Mansour.
There's been some interesting ones. Adam Fanua-Blake probably hasn't hit the heights we know he could have.
Yeah.
And what he did at the
Harris.
Warriors. Fisher Harris,
Harris,
he's been
Well,
he's been good.
He's been injured a lot.
He was
though.
injured, but he
Injured and
has been
suspended.
good for what he's
Crichton.
done. Stephen Crichton. Well, he was there last year. Crichton
Oh, was he?
at the Dogs. Yeah, he was there last year. Lockie Galvin at the Dogs. Buy of the year could be. We'll have to see so far.
Who else could be
Jack
a buy?
Williams at the Eels.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Jack Williams. He has been really, really good. So there's a few there. Lomax, he's been another one. Playing Origin. Guffo.
Holmes, Cook.
Yeah, maybe
I'd
not
actually-
Cook, but maybe Guffo and Holmes.
Yeah, I'd throw Gutho up there. Like
Gutho's been good.
He's been really good for the Dragons.
Yeah. He started the year in really, really good form. But probably died off the past couple of weeks. But
I
yeah,
don't know.
I thought-
He's actually been backing it up quite a bit.
yeah. Holmes, I don't actually think has
He's hit and
been
miss.
at his best.
Yeah.
We saw like at the Cowboys, he didn't miss a goal like all year. His conversions were so good. Now
Even
he's not.
even his stint at the Sharks.
Yeah.
He
He's not
was
slotting
untouchable.
how he used to. So yeah, but look, interesting. A few good shouts there. We're gonna jump into Joey's Jumble in a sec, but we just need to wait for Luke. He's just gone to do something at the moment. So we'll keep talking a couple of buys. Interesting one that I want to talk about. He hasn't played yet, but could he become a buy of the year? Brendan Smith at the Rabbitohs.
Ooh.
So he's due back, I think, round 16, so a couple of
Yeah.
weeks.
But does he slot straight into the starting squad, or does he come off as that 14?
Personally, I think you got to play him at 14.
Yeah.
I don't think you can start him, but with Mamazula still out, there's a spot there.
Yeah,
I mean,
unless they
playing
still roll
Havili.
with Havili, yeah.
They're playing Havili and they're playing Humphreys off the bench, which you don't want to be doing.
Yeah,
Humphreys probably should be starting.
Humphreys could potentially
Humphreys
be buy of the year too.
Early on, he was great, fantastic at the start of the year.
Yeah.
There was a few early on that were really good. Tamale, he's come over from the Dragons.
Yep.
He was really good for Raiders, start of the season as well. It's really interesting of like by the year where it'll go.
I still can't get over the fact that Mansour said Luai was one of the worst.
Yeah, it shocks me. I think this year so far, I'd probably give it to Terrell. I think
Yeah.
Terrell May, he's been good every week. It's not one or two games. He's been
consistent.
he's been very consistent, very
I
consistent.
think if anything, there was maybe only one off game that he's had. Like
he hasn't had many. So
that's
I'll give
about
it to Terrell.
Ever worn sunnies but realised you have to take them off on the job site to change into something more safer? Well, now with StayFancy Eyewear, you can get some awesome safety glasses that look good and protect you from the harsh rays of the sun. With a variety of styles to choose from, StayFancy has all your eyewear needs sorted. Use the code RUCK10 for 10% off today. StayFancy Eyewear, protecting you from the nasties on the job site and looking good while doing it.
We're going to jump into our next segment, of course, Joey's Jumble. Before we finish off, now the favourite segment of the podcast. You boys want to test your mics?
Harry.
Oh my God, you guys are all over this. All right, are we ready?
Yep.
No.
Score update will come up on the YouTube screen. So if you are watching on YouTube, you will see the score update. I believe you are 10.5 now, Harry. and Luke is on 10. So it is neck and neck right now. Half a point in it.
This half point's going to cost me.
Right, Ryan's really dropped off because he's missed the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of catching up to do. I think he's on 5 at the moment.
4 or 5.
4 or 5, and then the Saint was on 3. So
And then producer Reece on half a point.
But we're not going to count it. He's not going to win any.
So then can I get the half a point back?
No, you don't get it back. All right, let's start off with the first question.
Never being nice again.
Question number 1. After the bye for the Roosters this week, what position did they finish? Luke.
Wealth.
Nope. Harry, you want to guess?
10th.
10th is correct. Harry gets the point. All right.
What a guess.
Yep. They're 1 win outside the 8. Let's jump into our second question. All right. The Panthers and Tigers game, of course, massive rivalry between you two this week.
Unfortunately.
Who scored the first try of the match?
Harry.
Oh, I'll give it to Harry.
Oh, check the audio.
Yeah, maybe check it, actually.
Check the audio.
Let's see if he gets it right.
It was Senior Tom Jenkins. Don't give me that look. I know it was him.
Correct.
Yeah.
Check the audio.
I think he got you. I think he did. I think he got you. All
I
right.
don't think so.
2 at the moment to Harry. Luke, I'll give you 2 points if you get this. We'll make it 2 all. All right? Yeah. It's a bonus question. So he gets extra points, all right, Harry? You don't. You only get 1 if you get it right. Just because I want this to be level at the end of the year. All right. Last question. And now this is going to be an absolute doozy. Now, there was a 50-point drubbing in this round. Of course, Dolphins getting it done. And that marks the 5th team now this year that can't win the comp and have had 50 points put on them. Can you name at least 2 others?
Yeah, that was Luke.
The Tigers
Yep.
and the Roosters.
Oh, he's got it. Well done. Can you name the other 2?
Yes, maybe. Let's go with.
Can I get a point if
Para, yes. Para twice.
Okay, and then
It's been 1 more this season.
wasn't Melbourne because the Sharks only put 40 on them. Nope, not them.
You got the point. You get the 2 anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I can get it. I just need a I need a second. Oh, was it? Nope. It wasn't them.
Do you want to have it? You want to
Oh,
have
is it the Titans?
it?
Did the Titans get?
No, I don't. Yes. Actually, the Titans have had.
I should get 4
on them.
points.
No, you get 2. All right, beautiful. So that takes Luke to 12. It takes Harry to 12.5. So it is still half a point in front.
bullshit.
Absolutely fantastic here. There are no viewer questions this week. Don't forget to get those questions in when the post does drop on social media. But that is it we have for the Ruck Infringement Podcast, episode 113, Big Papi. Don't forget you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X, or Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube as well. So thank you so much. Give us a follow, a like, subscribe, give us a rate, send us in a comment, and please do your best and just, we love you and we love rugby league. So thank you. But until next time, that's Harry, that's Luke, I'm Joey. Wherever you are, be good.
Live, laugh, and love.
Now raise your horn to the sponsors we hail, the shield at our backs in this thunderous tale. You keep the war cry strong and loud, our mighty sponsors fearless and proud. So ends the scroll, the tale complete, from icy winds to the molten heat. Joey, Harry, Luke, Vikings 3, fighting as the spirit animal rooster, a panther and a tiger with